All right, y'all. Welcome to Real Talk Tuesdays, the one day out of the week where I sit down, talk my shit, the good, the bad, what I'm building, and what I messed up on, and just teach you guys something new. Today, I'm going to keep it real with you. I restarted my whole entire brand, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Let me tell you why and pretty much explain this show because I've been trying to figure out this whole content thing for a while, and I've tried to figure out like, okay, like what the frick am I gonna do with all this stuff? Like, how can I go ahead and still give people educational content, give people free advice, and like help them, but at the same time make the cool videos like the vlogging that's more enjoyable for me altogether, and not be like a whole slave to the whole entire like algorithm thing, because again, I'm doing it for myself and for me, just documenting my journey and helping those who I can possibly help out. So I figured that I make this show Real Talk Tuesdays. So it's a show that I'll upload on Tuesdays, and I'll go over any topic that you guys want me to go over. I'll put into the segment that day, or things that are going in my life, and I'll show you guys the back end of everything that I'm building and why I'm building it that way, and everything that goes into like the real stuff of like living life and just building a business. It's kind of like a podcast, kind of like a podcast, because one, I'm gonna go ahead and do a bunch of boring stuff. Like sometimes where like I built something and I'm like, okay, here, cool. Like if you want to see what I'm doing, like here, the stuff that nobody wants to show you because it's not like viral worthy, or like it's not clickbaitable. Like I don't want to show you any of that stuff. And plus, I don't want to script stuff out, dude. I really do not want to script stuff out. I just really want to hit the record button and kind of just talk, dude. Just real, raw talk Tuesdays. So that's why we called it Real Talk Tuesdays. If anything, we should be talking real raw talk Tuesdays. But Real Talk Tuesdays is going to be the segment where, again, I just shoot the shit, teach you guys what's going on in my life, teach you guys the boring stuff of building a business and everything that I've learned so far. That way you don't spend money, or like you don't have to learn things the hard way like I did. But in today's video, pretty much we're going to go ahead and talk about why I had to restart everything, what people don't see, what I'm building currently, and the real goal in the next 6 to 12 months. And yeah, everything that goes into all that stuff, because it's been a heck of a year. It's already the end of the year, it's already November. And I want to go into 2026 with focus, clarity on exactly what I have to do. So, part one, why I deleted everything and what happened. So, a long time ago, right, when I was a kid, when I was in high school, barely into college, and just trying to like, become somebody, or think people, or make people think that I was somebody, right? I was like everyone else. I paid for followers once upon a time, and I didn't really get that much because one, I didn't want to do the whole entire thing, so I stopped. Like I forgot one number. I stopped at like a 10,000 at one point, and then I had to go all the way down to like 3,000 just because I saw that the algorithm was messed up. At this time, I wasn't really taking content creation like very seriously. I didn't want to go down this route or anything like that. But now the world is shifting where creating a personal brand is going to be the only differentiation that you have in the world. So I figured I might as well go all in on this stuff, and I might as well do it right. Because if I'm doing all this work, like editing these reels, creating the ideas, posting them, all this, even dropping so much money on just creating content, I figured I might as well do it all right from the very beginning. On top of that, because the algorithm messes everything up, right? Like the reason behind it, like the true reason, the real reason, the real raw talk reason behind it, is that the algorithm kind of like sees like where your followers were from, and if you have too many followers or too little followers, not engaging, people who are engaging, and the whole algorithm is shifting now as well. Like it's going into more like interest based content instead of like just followers. Soon enough, followers, I personally think, might not even be worth anything as long as you're getting eyeballs and people who are actually looking at your stuff, or anything that you provide of value of whatever it is content that you're exploring. And for me, it's going to be more the construction side. Like I want more leads on the roofing side and other construction stuff that I'm building, because that's my long-term goal. That's what gets things paid. I wanted to pay for ads. I wanted to pay for Facebook ads. Facebook is connected to Instagram. So in order for you to do all that, you have to go ahead and go through Facebook Ads Manager. Well, not that long ago, high school, I paid for like followers, things like that. But like not that long ago, I was trying to run Facebook ads, but I was learning Facebook ads. This is when I was learning, just learning, just dabbling, because I'm always learning, right? And I guess I posted some ad a long, long time ago. I would say back in like 2021, right? When I was trying to do something. And I guess I just didn't read the terms and conditions, and my account got restricted. And because everything was connected to that account, my Instagram and all these other pages, they just flagged my account. And if you guys have not ran ads before, trying to get a hold of someone in Facebook to like clear this thing up is going to be one of the hardest things you'll ever do. And I figured, dude, it doesn't make sense. Why am I gonna go through all this hurdle? I created a brand new Facebook. I had to like let it tenure. That's what people don't realize. Like you have to let your accounts tenure. Let your accounts tenure so the algorithm knows like, okay, this person is not a bot, because there's a lot of bot accounts being created all the time. This is not a bot, so I let my Facebook account be tenured, build a brand new one with a whole different email, and then my Instagram was still. I was trying to connect those two because I figured, oh, like if they're separated, maybe that's not a that one's not blocked, but it was blocked. So I'm like, all right, like either I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole of having Facebook kind of figure out like how can I restrict this, and like it's not my fault, dude, and I have no help, and I wasn't even doing anything bad, dude. Like I wasn't even doing anything bad, or I just start all over. And I figured I should just start all over, dude. It's so much easier. I know what I had to do, and that's the thing that most people don't realize. When you start all over, when you learned all these skills, it's not like you're really starting from zero. You're really just able to like keep the momentum going. So I created a couple of Facebook, Instagram accounts. I mean, I created a couple Instagram accounts, and I let them tenure as well. So finally, now all these accounts have tenured, and I'm like, all right, cool. Now I can transition. Now I have a reason to transition to everything else. So I have a brand new Facebook, I have a brand new Instagram, and I'm actually taking these things a little bit more serious, right? It's all organized. I'm organizing everything in my life, and I'm starting all over with Instagram. And I'm gonna be more laser focused on like creating roofing content, construction content, still doubling down on the ATM business and stuff like that. But nonetheless, like I want more engagement on that content. So if you follow me, follow me. If you don't, then who cares? I don't really care. But yeah, but the main reason really of all of it was the fact that my Facebook ads got like banned. So everyone knows, like family, friends, like if you want to contact me either through Instagram, or if you have my phone number, then you have my phone number and you can reach out to me there. And if you don't, then we're probably not friends, bro. And if you don't bring value, if you're not building something in your life, I probably don't want to be your friend either. So that's just the reality of the truth. So, and I've been building my YouTube channel. Like YouTube is almost at 1,000. So I'm like, dude, how hard is it going to be? It's really just consistency. That's really it. So, and if the algorithm's messing with my reach, and because I'm being a little lazy, and now I'm gonna start trying, I'll get there faster. So everything just felt like it was always against me. So I'm like, let me just start all over. It's just trash. I only had like 3,000 followers, anyways. I don't know how many of those were real. Probably like 2,000 was real because I actually went to college and I made a lot of friends there. So if they transition, if they transition. If they don't, they don't. Because I don't even talk to these people, anyways. I don't talk to people in high school, anyways. And I hope they're doing amazing. I hope they're doing great. I hope they're following their dreams. I hope they're living their best life. And I hope I wasn't an asshole to them when I was, building myself up to who I am now, because previous Chris was an asshole. Previous Chris was not a nice guy. Previous Chris did things that he was not proud of. And if you can forgive me for all of that, and you still want to be my friend because I'm trying to become somebody, then give me a follow. And if not, thank you for going into my life. And I hope we don't ever meet again. Just kidding. But if I'm being honest, I didn't really like that version of me, that version on that page. Anyways, it wasn't intentional. Like I was just a kid. I was just growing up. And it wasn't until like lately, like the last couple months ago, that I finally learned what it was to like be a grown up, be a man, to be more exact. Just because you're paying your bills, you're paying everything, and you can go on, do this, do that, like that doesn't mean you're a man. It goes much more deeper than that. And it wasn't until just a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago that I've finally decided to go all in on this. So I'm documenting everything just because, like, dude, out of everybody in the world, like, if you actually hear my story and hear everything that I've gone to, you'll be like, oh my God, like, if this guy could do it, he could do it. And so many stories out there like that. So I just want to be another story, build my own story, and I document it while I'm going there, because people say, oh, I don't have money. I didn't have money either, dude. I didn't have anything. I still don't have money. I'm broke. So instead of reviving that brand, I'm just going to start all over from scratch. It's still going to be called Chris Mo Speaks. So you can still follow me. You can still search me, Chris Mo Speaks right now, _ because I'm waiting for that thing to tenure in 14 days. If you're an asshole and you take my username, I'm going to kill you. But part two. So that's that's why I had to start all over on my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I mean, TikTok's fine, so like don't worry about that. YouTube is fucking amazing. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then after that we're going after 5, and then we're going after 10, then we're just going and building, and hopefully this real talk segment helps you guys out. Part 2, what people don't see. Because I feel this is a feeling that I've been getting lately from a lot of people who see me online. Dude, just because people make videos doesn't mean anything, like at all. Like even for me, bro, like I am not successful. I don't consider myself successful. I consider myself like, okay, like you're on a good path. You're doing better than most people. Yeah, I'm doing better than most people. The 90% of people in the world. I'm doing better than them. But I don't compare myself to 90% of the people. I compare myself to like the 10%, the 1% of people who are like my actual competition. Like sometimes I go on Instagram and people that are in my industry, or people that are like, grinding, and I know who are the people that I follow, and like, oh my God, this guy's up before me. Those are the people that I'm competing with. I'm not competing with the person that wants to just be like a regular job, doing their regular career, enjoying what they do, love what they do. No shame on you. Do what you do. Like, by all means, we would not survive without people like yourself. But I'm not competing with those people. I'm competing with the small percentage of people that are crazy just like myself. So what you guys don't see is that I'm not like this big hot shot. I'm not like making millions of dollars. I'm barely getting by. I'm broke just like everyone else, or at least I think that I'm broke because of the levels that there actually are in the world. But I can say that I'm better than most freaking 29-year-olds. That's for sure. I'm at the very beginning of my Generation Z, and I am probably, if we just compare Generation Z, not comparing everyone else, I'm in the cool top 5%, at least. Top 5%, because things take time. That's why I tell people, like, bro, I'm not gonna get there until like I'm 35, and that's if I really lock in today. Like, I have to lock in now. Like, there's no more excuses, there's no more going out, there's not all this other stuff. But what people don't see is all of this stuff. And I think I haven't made a video of explaining things like this because people think like, oh, this guy travels, this guy has that car, this guy does this guy does that, he has an ATM business, he has all. Bro, if you looked at the real books and you looked at everything, like, it's almost nothing. It's almost nothing compared to the levels that are out there. But we're trying to get there, and we're trying to bring you along with us. And if you want to come, then come. And if you don't, then it's okay. We'll find other people along the way. But nonetheless, what you don't see is that I run multiple businesses, and I know they always say like, oh, like you should just focus on one thing and all that. But all I do is work, bro. Like all I do is work from the morning I wake up to the night I go to sleep. It's all work related. Like I get no breaks whatsoever. I eat cold food on the way to work. I live like a miserable broke college lifestyle because all I'm doing is grinding, because I am not there yet. I reinvest everything back into the company because I'm hoping that 5 years later down the road, things actually start to like turn out, and they have slowly, but things take time, and people don't realize that things take time. But if you guys want to know, and if you guys seen a lot of my videos in the past of what I do and how I do and why I do things, blah, 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 I am in the construction world. I am a contractor. I consider myself more of an exterior contractor. I deal with roofing, windows, and paint, and I have done kitchens and bathroom remodels, and I would love to get into building one day, like ADUs and new construction, all that stuff, because it's so beautiful. I love that game. I love learning. I love building, and I love just making awesome things. Not cheap shit either, though, but like making awesome things. Plus, there's a housing shortage, and with AI and everything, I've looked at everything in the world, and I personally know that branding and construction is probably gonna be one of the last things before all these robots and AI take over. So I'm putting all my money all my money in those things right now. Is the construction is gonna be the last thing to be taken over by AIs, and branding is the only thing that's gonna be able to separate you, which is why we're doing all of this stuff. So I do construction. That's my main thing. That's the thing that gets me paid. That's the thing that pays the bills. That's what gets me out of these freaking holes that I get into. Because if I sell a roof, I make some money. Now, investments. I don't own stocks. I don't own real estate. I understand the game of real estate. I love real estate. I think it's a really great thing. And I hope to get there one day, because according to the construction stuff that I know, I am probably going to be very well suited to flip houses. And hopefully by next year or 2 years from now, I get into all that. But there's no rush because I need to perfect this first. But California real estate is expensive. The players that are playing here have way deeper pockets than I have right now. And I don't want to compete against those guys right now. I don't. I'll stay in my own lane. I sell stuff, sell services. And if you sell properly, you can sell at good margins and make good returns better than some flippers because those flippers end up messing up. Um, but I do invest into ATMs. Now, ATMs have been like scouting the internet saying like, "Oh my god, like it's passive income. You don't even have to work. You don't have to do this, you don't have to do that." That's a lie. It's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. It's basically another job. It's like if you have a side job, that's really what it is for me. It's a side job. I have a side job with the ATM business. Now, how I got into it, I've explained to you guys in a couple businesses and other videos where I bought it off of somebody. I bought it off of somebody through seller finance. Don't try to do what I just did because not a lot of people offer it. I know a lot of people have been trying to get into this business, trying to do seller finance. It doesn't always work, especially if you don't have a big down payment, bro. Like, get out of here. But it's a lot of work and it doesn't make the money that people always say that it makes. And that's the reality of it. Sometimes you're going to be spending about $3,000 to $4,000 on a machine. You're going to put $2,000 in there. Minimum, you're at 5,000, maybe 5,500 because of fucking the tariffs that went up and stuff like that. It's going to cost you about 5,500 to get started. Let's say 5, right? You'll be lucky if that machine makes you $30, $60, $120. If it makes you $120 or if it makes you 200 something bucks, be happy. Because that's the reality, is that sometimes they just make you that. And it's a numbers game. You have to own a bunch of machine. But then when you get into some trouble where people break into it, you're wasting too much time because you have to go all the way here, all the way over there, an hour this way, an hour that way, just to make that amount of money. How much are you spending in gas? How much is your time worth? All these little details that most people don't tell you about. It's not about owning all the machines. It's about owning the right machines and owning them in the same area. That's why my machines, they're all in one pocket. They're in one pocket and they're in one pocket. My routes, I have routes. I get them done all in one day. It takes a whole day's worth of work. But sometimes I'm like, dude, why am I doing all this work when I can just focus that on the construction company? But because I'm building everything in the construction company and my income has completely like shifted because I went from like being a sales guy and making $10,000, $15,000 a month to like starting off freaking lower, reinvesting all my savings and just went like this. And life has just been freaking hard for me. And it's like, I don't even know how the hell I survived the year without like any leads whatsoever. I do not understand how I survived the year without any leads whatsoever. And it's pure hustle. Like I shifted my mindset from being a sales guy that just get fed to a freaking sales guy that went to go hunt. And I've been missing that for a while, and it's because I got comfortable. And I got comfortable, and that's why I was getting sad where I was at, and that's why I had to branch out on my own. And that's a whole nother story for another day. But nonetheless, ATMs. I invest into ATMs. I have a bunch of ATMs. I have like I personally own like about 20. I don't own that many. And then I have a partnership with somebody else that lets me vote. I have a partnership with a couple people that let me vote, meaning I put my money into their machines and I make $1 off of those transactions. And if they have good machines, then, you know, maybe I get $60, maybe $100. But would I rather be putting $2,000 into a machine here or putting into a savings account? The machine wins all day, every single day. So I'd rather put my money there. Now, it's not the same as real estate, right? Where it's going to go ahead and gain value over time and things like that. But I care about cash flow right now. At my age, I care about cash flow right now. And when I hit the 35-year-old mark, that's when I'm going to care more about appreciation. Like I'm going to slowly, as they trend closer to that, I'm going to care more about appreciation. That's why I don't want to grow with the ATMs anymore. I'm cool with what I have. If I take something on, it has to be a unicorn. And if it's not a unicorn, dude, what the hell? You made me spend money on an ATM machine. So I only take on unicorns now and card processing. So now the world is moving into this space where everyone and their mamas has their freaking cards on their phones. And ATMs are not going anywhere. They're going to be around forever, just like fax machines. Fax machines are still out, people, and it's not going anywhere. Probably not anytime soon. ATMs are not going anywhere anytime soon, but it's only going to a certain industries. Certain industries are going to shift. Certain industries are going to, are going to still take advantage of ATMs. They're still good businesses. They're not going anywhere. It's not growing at the rate that it used to grow, but it's not going anywhere. But card processing has shifted. and I am shifting that business with that. Meaning, I am now offering card processing services because they go hand in hand with the ATMs. I actually have a good little combo where like I'll put them in tattoo shops and I'll go ahead and tell them the whole entire game, and I'll let them know like, hey, why don't you offer a cash discount where they pay you in cash, they'll get a discount instead of paying their card and you taking on that fee, because people don't realize, a lot of business owners don't realize that these card processing fees can cost you. If you're doing volume, it can be a difference of like 10 all the way to $50,000 you'll be paying in card processing fees. That's why in the construction company, like I tell the homeowners like, hey, I'm going to charge you 4% for anything that you pay on a credit card or a debit card. Like, it does not make sense for us to take on those fees, especially 10, 15, $20,000. Like, those things hurt, and they'll hurt your margins. And most construction business owners do not realize that, and they'll accept it, or they just don't even take it at all. It's only checking cash, and maybe they offer financing. But those are things that I've been working out in the background, and I'm also building this personal brand up. Like, again, now I got the show, the Real Talk Tuesday shows, and then Fridays or Sundays most likely, because I have more time to edit. Sundays, I'm going to be vlogging more throughout the week. So everything that I'm doing throughout the week, I'm just going to talk about it as I go, make it entertaining as I possibly can. Tuesdays when I talk about like boring stuff. So if you don't like boring stuff, like real stuff, like things that most people don't share, things that people don't really want to tell you because it doesn't hit the algorithm, it doesn't suit you well, then don't show up on Tuesdays. If you want the fun stuff, you want the cool stuff, show up on Sundays. I got something for everyone. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so you guys know when things pop up. Anyways, social media, guys, if you guys follow me on my socials, if you guys see my shorts, it's just shorts, bro. Like, I just cut them and I clip them. You want to know exactly what goes in my brain? See my Real Talk Tuesday. See my actual vlogs. Sit down and listen to a 60-minute video, not a 60-second video, but people don't realize that. And I've come to show that this Tuesday Real Talk is going to be a little bit of therapy for myself too, not just like for you guys. It's going to be therapy for myself to kind of like get a lot of these things off of my mind. So a lot of people, I don't want to highlight just the reels and what goes on. I want to give you guys everything. I want to show the process, the grind, the boring parts, the conversation. You guys see me looking not at the camera, but like the screens, because I'm writing notes. And like I said, this is just real, bro. Like, I don't script these things out. I don't have time for this stuff. I have time to just go out, door knock, and do what I have to do, which is close deals. That's what I have to do. But I want to document this stuff. So how do I do it? Just by being real, showing you guys what I do. The grind, boring the conversation nobody sees, the deals that didn't go through, the moments where you question everything. That's why Real Talk Tuesdays exists. Part 3, what I'm building now. I kind of already told you guys about this, which is what I'm building. I'm rebuilding Chris Mo Speaks into a real brand. So I'm kind of like, still talking about the same stuff that I talk about, which is entrepreneurship, mindset, personal shifts, like me growing as man and growing as older, because I didn't have a father growing up, dude. No one really taught me any of this stuff. So I'm learning it as I go, and the wins and the losses and everything that comes with it. Number 2 is going to be growing Ocean Home Construction the right way. So you guys see the shirts, just learning as I grow. So not just roofing, windows, cool walls, painting, upgrades, but everything in the construction world. And I want to document everything because there's a lot of bad contractors out in the world, dude. There's a lot of bad contractors out in the world. And I'll show you guys my story again. I know I shared it in one of the previous videos before. I'll share it again. And it's going to be a whole nother segment on that stuff. But I really love the construction trades. I want to be in everything I possibly can. Just have little verticals in all these things because it's not going anywhere. We still we got a housing shortage, bro. You think it's going to go anywhere? We got to fix this thing. And I want to be one of those people to fix it. Number 3, I'm scaling the ATM route quietly in the background. Like, it's not something that I'm really like chasing. I'm not chasing after leads anymore. I'm not doing all that. Hopefully, going through these videos, I get something out of it. But if I don't, then I don't. Then it's cool. I'm good with what I have. Like, I don't want it. It's like if you want more properties, like more real estate, I don't want them right now. Like, I'm chilling. If you have a unicorn and I got money that I want to spend and just park somewhere, I'll talk to you. Those I do buy. And I am building the card processing book of business. There's a bunch of stuff that I want to do with that stuff because that is way more passive than the ATM business. And I only want to target certain people, like tattoo shops, barbershops. I don't want to tell you my shops because you guys are going to go after my stuff. I'm just kidding. If you guys are new to the channel, I am also building a community. I kind of built it. It's in the link somewhere. I'm not really active. I'm going to try to be more active. And a Real Talk Tuesdays, I'm going to try to get someone on the interviews on there, or like have you guys follow somebody on there, or like, I don't know what I'm building with all that community stuff. That's where you guys can talk to me, because this is just a video. You can't really talk to me. So like, if I don't want to have something to talk about, like on Real Talk Tuesdays, then you guys can just join the thing, which is going to probably be one time a month, because I don't want to stretch myself out too much. One time a month, you go on there, you can ask me anything that you want, any questions, anything you're struggling with. I'll help you and give you guys my knowledge. Now, I'm not trying to be a coach. I'm not trying to coach you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. The only thing I ask for is, if you do have a business, go through card processing through me. If you want to have a business in the LA area and you want an ATM, let's talk. If you want anything in regards to construction, let's talk. And that's how I win. That's how you pay me back. Not by paying me $1,000 to go ahead and talk to you for one-on-one. You don't pay me for an hour of your time, which I should charge, but it all comes at something. Nothing is free in life. My time is valuable, dude. I don't have time to sit down for you for dinner, for you to buy me coffee, I don't have time for all that stuff. But I want to help you. But you have to help me back. And how do you help someone that's helped you? By either paying them. How can you pay them if you don't have money? You pay them by doing the services that I offer now, which is processing, ATMs, and construction. And refer me some stuff, dude. Refer me people if you know people. Or join the team. Join the team, bro. If you want to join my team, at least the construction company team, because the car processing team, I don't want to build a team out there like that, because that's just so much work. Maybe in the future, if I get enough accounts, I'll talk to my processor and we can build something out that way. But if not, join my sales team, bro. That's why I'm making this content. That's why I'm making videos, because I want you to join my team, bro. I want you to join my team. I want to show you why this industry has changed my life and how it can change your life too, if you just sit and grind and actually listen and put in the work and put your head down for a couple of years. Like, there's nothing else that I would rather be doing than doing what I do now. So if you see the vision, join my team, hit me up. I'm always looking, especially if you're in LA. If you're not in LA and you live in another state, bro, I'll help you, but I'm not paying for stuff. You want to take on the risk? You want to come over here, bro? Like, it's a hustle. It's a grind. But once you get the hang of it, and if you're good at selling, you'll make money, bro. And you'll be good. And then the fifth thing is just turning my YouTube into a full ecosystem, which is basically what I explained, which is vlogs on Sundays, Real Talk Tuesdays on Tuesdays. And I'll show behind the scenes and interviews and stuff that I'm learning on Tuesdays. That's where all the boring stuff is at. And what the real goal is, part 4, right? What the real goal is, and the real reason why I restarted my brand, because I just want to show people what it looks like to build life from zero again, to everything I did fucking up, to coming back even stronger, to feeling lost sometimes, still moving forward to becoming the man I'm supposed to be publicly. My goal is very simple, and it's to document the rise, not the finish line. I'm barely starting out. That's why I tell people, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to follow me, dude. I'm not charging you. I don't need to charge you. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet to be at that level that people expect me to be. Like, I'm better off than 90% of the people. That's for sure. But not there. You don't have to, like, do all that. Plus, those people who are coaching you, those people who are doing all this other stuff, bro, if they actually gave you all the sauce, they wouldn't be in business. And they know that. They can only give you so much. Same thing with me, bro. Like, I can't give you everything, bro. I'm just hoping one day you decide to be like, why am I going to go compete with Chris? Let me just join Chris and follow his lead, and let's go together, because a tribe who grows together is so much better than someone that's by himself. And that's how I got in here so far along at the age that I am. So it's a new era for me. So Real Talk Tuesdays. Sorry it had to be this long, but I had a lot of stuff to kind of talk about, and it's probably going to be this long sometimes, 20-30 minutes. And if you don't like the boring stuff, then don't join on Real Talk Tuesdays. But this is the place where you actually learn stuff, the real stuff, the raw stuff. I'm going to mess up. I'm not going to edit this stuff. It's just going to be a simple post up there. If I curse, I curse. I try not to curse. But it's a work in progress. That's for sure. I don't like cursing. I try to get stuff out of my vocabulary because I'm growing. I want to be a better communicator. If that means slowing down, then I'll slow down. But at the same time, I am busy. I'm moving. And if you want to join the team, join the team. And if you don't, just go be better. Don't be an asshole like a bunch of these people out here in the world. And yeah, if you guys like the new segment, Real Talk Tuesdays, my name is Chris Mo. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. We're just getting started.